Hello, I'm Rebecca and welcome to my YouTube channel Crafting with Rebecca. I want to welcome all new subscribers since my last video, and to anybody who's returning, I want to say a big thank you. Since my last video I've had to go back to work following my time off from fracturing my foot, so I haven't had as much time to do stitching as I would have liked, but you know, you have to go back to work to pay the bills, so never mind. I should hopefully have my moon boot off next Monday, which will be nice because then I won't have the sound of Velcro following me everywhere. So today I have a fully finished project for you. I have my 5 whips and I've got 3 old projects to share with you as well. So first off, I'm going to share with you my finished project. I actually don't know a lot of details of it, but what I can find out I will see if I can add a picture to the side, or if not I'll try and find some links and link it down below. So it's a cross stitch that I finished in 2006. So yes, it was 19 years ago I finished stitching this one. So here it is. Isn't it sweet? It's a little teddy bear. I used to collect teddy bears and you'll see a few in the background of my videos, but isn't that nice? A little sweet one. So I decided to finish it off with a piece of scrapbook paper on the back, and then following my clean out that I did with Mum, I found all my gathered lace, so I thought it would look pretty with a bit of lace around the edge. I was going to do rickrack, but then I saw the lace and went, that looks really pretty. I feel like it brings out the purpley colours, pink and purples in the picture. But isn't that sweet? I do like that one. I don't know why it took so long to finish. So for my projects this week, I'll be starting off with my peppermint purple black work project, which I am so enjoying. But I have to say, it's certainly a way of counting down the weeks of the year very quickly. Can you believe that this coming week will be the 31st week of the year? Just where is it going? So here's my project here. You can see it's starting to come together quite nicely now. So this time we did these 2 corner pieces here for weeks 29 and 30. I have to say, I just love doing these, and I'm getting faster and faster at them. They only take me about half an hour or so to do, and it's a great way to work on it, like a year-long project, but it doesn't take very long to do. I'm so happy with it. So my next project is Call Me Crafty by Hands On Designs. So I'll have a picture here of where I was last time, and this is what I've done so far this fortnight. So I think I just had the words at the top before, so I've done the quilt here and I've got a sewing machine coming out, and you can see there's a little light as well. It's looking quite nice. So, you know when you have all the colours and then you can't find them? I'm sure I've got one of them that's missing, but I'm sure it's going to pop out soon. So for my stats on this one, since the last time I showed it, I've done 1,257 stitches and I'm at 69.88%, and I actually only have 791 to go, so hopefully I'll have something exciting to show to you next time. So for my next project, I have my other Christmas stocking that I've been working on, which is Cranberry Road by Rosewood Manor. I can't actually remember where I was at the last time I shared it with you, but I'm sure there'll be a picture here that will show you. So I think I was actually in these trees here. So I finished off this panel here and I'm doing these trees here. This corner here is actually the heel, so I'm nearing the bottom, which is fortunate because I actually don't have that much more material left. It's lucky with the stocking, you don't actually need a lot of seam, but I think I need 30 more squares, so hopefully there's 30 still there, but those trees are just looking lovely. And I have to confess, I did make a mistake here and I'm missing a couple of trees. but I can't tell for the life of me where I've gone wrong. Everything else seems to line up. So I won't tell anyone if you won't. So, but I am really enjoying stitching this one, and I really love the opalescent fabric on it. It's just so lovely and sparkly. So far I've done, well, since the last video, I've done 1,806 stitches, and I'm at 66.22%. I still have 3,008 to go, and I think 2,500 of those are the beads to go on it. But I do have a few packets. I think I've got 5, so we should hopefully have enough to finish it off. So for my next project, it's not actually a cross stitch one, it's the stitchery one I've been working on for some Christmas ornaments. So it's Let It Snow by the Quilted Rose. And so last time I had only done 2, and this time I've done another 2.5. So they are coming on slowly, but it's just one that I am picking up every now and then when you don't want to do any hard thinking. But it's looking quite pretty. And my last project, which has the biggest piece of fabric and probably the most amount of stitches at the moment, not that I know how many there are, is Moment in Chalk. This one has an extremely challenging pattern. I have been able to get it in markup, but only using a picture. So it's not the best, but it's better than the paper pattern, which is just so tiny. I don't know how they expect anyone to actually see it. But never mind, we're soldiering on, and it's just that it's looking lovely. So I've got a few more words now. So I think last time I had some of the words, but not all of them there. I've done, since the last time I showed you, I've done 1,277 stitches. I can't tell you how many I have to go, as I don't have the whole project in markup, so I don't know how many stitches there are. But my fabric's very large, so I'm hoping it'll fill up. So now we get to the oldies section, where I am sharing some of the projects that I've finished in the past. As I don't have many whips going, my whip parade doesn't take very long, so I wanted to share with you some of the projects that I've finished over the last 30 odd years of crafting. So for my first project, I'm sharing a quilt that I did that has lots and lots of embroidery on it. I can't remember when I finished this quilt, although it was a few years ago. Maybe I've got an info panel on the back, but I don't remember. But I used to stitch on the train to work. So I'm fairly certain I did some of this on the train, and I haven't caught the train to work for at least 14 years, so it's been a while. But here we are. This is Leanne's House Block of the Month quilt, which is still available. I just checked it, and it's on her website, and I will share a link below. I'll just show you some bits of it, and I will include a photo of the fully finished quilt. So you can see here, there's actually a really lovely panel in the middle, which I will hold up here. So you can see that there. Isn't that lovely? And then we have, there's quilting or patchwork and things on it. I do remember this was a very fiddly project to do. I think I did all the patchwork first, and then I sewed the panels together, the pieces together with the stitching on it. And I do remember being very proud of this one down at the bottom, because my satin stitching came out really nice. But this is such a beautiful quilt, and I'm so proud of it. And the label I have does not have any information on it. Note to self, should put labels on quilts. My next project is a very large cross stitch that I finished. I've been cross stitching for a very long time, but I only discovered the Flosstube community probably 18 months to 2 years ago, and I didn't know that I like full coverage projects. I know I like big projects, but apparently I've been doing a lot of full coverage that I didn't know that's what it was called. And apparently I kind of like confetti, although I don't really, but I've done some projects that are very confetti heavy. So this one is Marty Bell's Miss Hathaway's Garden. It's quite heavy. So here she is. Get the glare off. She's quite massive. I have no idea of the number of stitches. I did stitch this from a paper pattern. I know it has 126 colours, and according to the date I stitched on it, I finished it in the year 2000. So isn't she just beautiful? It's a piece I'm quite proud of. It's quite lovely. I do remember when I was stitching it, I would get a little bit frustrated because you would work on like this tiny, tiny little piece and it wouldn't look like anything because it was just the flowers in the garden and you couldn't even tell what they were. So for my last piece, I have a blackwork project that I finished a little bit sooner than that one. So I've actually conducted a blackwork class at my embroidery guild earlier this year using the Peppermint Purple Intermediate Class project, which we did in April, I think it was. So this is my version of it. I've done it on, I think, a 14 count Aida that's opalescent with the sparkle in it. I did change out some of the colours because they were not to my choice, but I kept most of them, just a couple I swapped out. And it was really interesting to see the different colours that the ladies did. Some did it in like fall colours, like autumn colours. One lady did it in black, white and greys, well, black and grey, with different shades of that. They just look so pretty, and we're actually going to have a display at our guild exhibition later this year of all the different ones that the ladies completed. So for stash this week, I actually don't have a lot of stash to share with you. I did pre-order the Cottage Garden Chaos threads, which I'm a little bit excited about, and I actually have a project of that a pattern that I just purchased that I think might look nice with some of those threads. I really like how they've done them where they look like they're going to be quite speckled. If you check out their Instagram, I think you'll be able to see how these threads are going to be looking. If not, you can check out their Flosstube as well, because she does go into some detail about them. I will try to link that specific video down below. So I have discovered, since using markup, PDF patterns, and it could be a whole hobby just collecting those. But I do have a few in markup ready to go. But I did buy a couple this week that I have been eyeing off for a little while. This one is just so pretty. So this one is Birds and Flowers, and it's by I'm not really good at pronouncing names. Nadia Nagora. I've probably butchered that, but I'm so sorry. But I will put a link to her Etsy pattern, and I can't wait to stitch this one. It's so pretty. She's done it on a darker fabric there, and on her on her Etsy store, she actually does show it stitched on darker fabric, and it just looks stunning. So I don't know which way I'll go with that yet. I'm not going to be stitching it anytime soon, but you never know, and you should keep your eye out for fabric. I then also purchased, I am a sucker for the blackwork, this lovely pattern by Peppermint Purple. It's the Mandala in Cornflower Blue, and obviously you can do it in whatever colour you like, but I'm wondering how this will look with one of the Chaos threads from Cottage Garden. So I do find blackwork looks better with darker threads, but it will be interesting to see with the variegation on that. Okay. And then the last one I bought, I think I'm going to stitch as a present for a friend who likes music, and I just thought this was a lovely one, which will be a Christmas present. It's called Oh Holy Night, and it just says it's cross-stitched by Vanya. So I will include a link to her Etsy store, and I'm thinking I might do this on material that kind of looks like old paper, so it looks like an old piece of music. So I'm still working out which one to do. I've got a little bit of time, but you know, according to my Peppermint Purple, we've only got like 25 weeks to go. So time is a-running. So that's all I have for my Flosstube today. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Please like and subscribe if you do, and share it if you like. It all helps. Thank you so much for watching, and happy stitching.